Hello Gwenters, and welcome back for another episode of Gone Gwenting. Today we are going to cover how Second Wind is not dead. I run a little bit of a different Skellige deck than a lot of people do, and I think because of that, I get some unexpected wins. I also get some unexpected plays against the other player, and that can be really valuable. But I just want to show how Second Wind, in my opinion, is not at all dead. I think for those of us who like to run all-out charge, for Northern Realms, we know that nine provision value cards are still really valuable. And with the buff that Wild Boar of the Sea got, this deck is even more playable than ever. I will say I'm no longer running Hemdall in this, so it's otherwise going to be pretty similar to my Greatsword consistency deck. But we've basically downgraded Hemdall into Covenant of Steel. That way we can get Defender, and we can actually use the Defender twice. That way we can protect against Karate Heat Waves, etc., etc. on our Greatswords. So I think there's just a lot of value we get out of this. Now we are running Trophy Catch in this. I don't think people value this as much as it should be valued. This can be a really valuable removal tool, but also just a good placement tool for your Greatswords. A lot of people play around them by just playing on a different row, and it can just be really valuable. Otherwise, we got Dagger Two Blades, Morkvarg Heart of Terror, Wild Boar of the Sea, Harald on Crate, and Blood Eagle as our options here. And then I think on Crate Longships are going to set up for Wild Boar. On Crate Raiders are just good damage point plays for later in the game. Greatswords obviously are main engines with Dagor, and then light Longships and Berserkers as really good bronze unit combos with Heimei Protector. So, and then running 2 Stunning Blows, even though it got decreased from 7 to 6, it's still really good. Since most of the cards you want to remove these days are either 4 points or they have armor. So, we are where we are. Then Skjall, Herkia, Skjordal, and Covenant of Steel are really the main 4 cards that we're going to reach for to grab out of our graveyard, but Greatswords are a different option. So we can actually just play both Greatswords, grab one with Harald, grab the other with our leader ability, and then play those, for instance, with a Herkia to proc the damage, get them going. Lots of options that we have. Again, Skellige is not dead. I know a lot of people are running Patricide. There's a lot of Patricidal Fury combos you can do. It's a good option. I certainly don't want to smash on that, but I am making videos about things that other people aren't making videos about. So we're going to do one on Greatsword consistency. So I think, like I said, Hemdall is missing, so you missed that like 8-point play on your side, but Hemdall wasn't always finding me the greatest value. Wild Boar is just so many more points. And this is weird. I have not played against another Second Wind deck for some time, so interesting that we're up against one right now, but let's see what we get. So important thing for us basically is just to use this bronze core here, and then we have Giga Scorpion Decoction and Herkia. I'm very happy with all of these cards. I think the only thing I'd really like to see maybe here would be Blood Eagle. So I'm actually going to put Dagger Two Blades back in. And we actually have blue coins, so we are going to get one more card. Skjall is just really good to get out of tight situations in mirror matches. So I'm going to go ahead and save him. We'll go ahead and drop down this light longship. We'll use our Mask of Urobos, and I like putting one of these in the graveyard. If you've seen me play this deck before, you know that's what I like to do. I don't like having them round 1, and I don't like having to carry them all the way to round 3 so that they get to that 6-point value out on the board. Instead, I find that this crow gets me the good value I need, and if I was in a tight pinch, I have something I can grab with Harald. Now this bleed is going to be a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of our game. It's not the end of our day. We're going to be able to use Heimei Protector to still get some value here. Now, some people might be playing these Druids deck, actually, with Second Wind. That's definitely an option. But we're going to show them how you can still use Greatswords. Great effect. And we have 2 of these Berserkers, so we're in a decent place with that as well. I'm pretty happy. Just want to save this Giga Scorpion Decoction until we can get our Greatswords out. Alright, so that's a bit of a loss there. Not the end of the world. Let's go ahead and get him down. Now when he is exposed, he's going to boost self by 1, and then Bloodthirst 2, boost self by 2 instead. Then when he loses his armor, he gets 2 armor. So This card is broken good. Just really good value. Really hard to remove. Then we basically just choose here between Skellige and Herkia for who we want to carry over. And for me, Skellige just plays as good point play. I don't mind if I don't get to get him again. He just gets me out of sticky situations. It's kind of a bad play because they don't have any beasts. But you know, everybody gets to make their own choices. I think we actually are going to go for the removal here. So he'll get the armor. We have 2 units. He had Bloodthirst, so that wasn't the smartest move on our choice. But I anticipated this Svalbard Priest would come down, and the main reason for this was to counter that Svalbard Priest. Alright, now we're gonna lose this anyway, so we might as well get some damage. There we go. Now, I just think run this Skellige deck like you would Northern Realms. Just think, it's like, go real deep on bronze in round 1, mulligan for bronzes. Blood Eagle's gonna come, or you're gonna get the card that you wanted with Blood Eagle anyway, and just trust that. Sometimes you might get skunked, but it's going to be the exception rather than the rule, and instead you can just always play really strong tempo, really high value plays, and get more, and just get a bunch of points that way. Now we're just gonna keep playing here, see what we get. I might go Skellige next turn. All right. Now the next question that we'll have to ask ourselves is like, how hard do we want to push? How hard do we want to hit? And the first thing you always have to check is how thick your graveyard is. How good are you in your graveyard? Do you have the cards that you want in it to get the most value? And if so, then go ahead and pass, I think, because this deck is still really strong in the long run. But if not, okay, we have Blood Eagle here, so we can go ahead and use that. And if not, you can go ahead and think twice. So, I mean, Haymate Protectors are good, but I think we really do want to bleed this round, so I think we will. And we can either drop down our other Greatsword, which I think might actually be a really good option here. But I'm going to put down Skellige just because he's 10 points, and he's basically how we're going to have to stay ahead here. Since he used Giga Scorpion Decoction, there's no good 6-point removal tool that he has. Crow Mother is good, but doesn't get him out of this. She's also going to proc the units that we want in order to give us the best value. And I think here we're actually just going to go and pull something that we wouldn't otherwise use. Let's go ahead and just use this on Great Raiders. So now we can pull Skellige from our graveyard. There's his Oniromancy. We'll see how hard he wants to stay in this round.
Gods protect us.
Alright, here comes the Drakkar. It has Doom, so we're just going to go ahead and remove it. Force him into using some of his better cards is basically my goal here. Especially since he has Crow Mother, she's going to come out of the graveyard when he plays Alchemy. So now that we have Ermion out, we're getting him to use some of those Alchemy cards, we're in a better place. There's a second Svalbard Cultist, Priest, whatever you want to call him, so we're in a good place with that. He's getting boost on net 1 point. So let's go ahead. I think we can just preserve Skellige and use Skellige for a big play. Well, I don't know. Having 2 Greatswords and Harald come down all in one turn would be pretty big. I think we're okay. I may regret this. I may say, ah, dang, we should have gone just one more card. But I think we're going to be alright. I think Covenant of Steel is certainly going to be helpful for us here. Just in the event that he has some other type of removal that could be annoying to us. The thing that we really need desperately at this point. Now, Trophy Catch is really good, I was talking it up, but I don't need it as much as I need Wild Boar, and I just did not get Wild Boar. So I'm going to be able to get Skjordal or Covenant of Steel. I need to get removals for each of them. But we missed out on Wild Boar. That was the one draw we really did miss out on this game, so a bit unfortunate there. But not the end of the world. So I really like the ships as the early plays. That way you can just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, with all of your different warriors. Now the biggest thing for me is just being able to get that Bloodthirst. I think we're pretty much going to play everything to melee. I doubt he's playing Wild Boar.
Up and at him, you lazy bastards! You'll sleep when you're dead. On crate!
I think we're good here. Delirium's a little annoying here, but certainly not the end of our options.
Plunge all into murk with a shrill cry.
I just keep proccing damage to the wrong row, though. I really need that damage proc to melee to get this, keep this Greatsword alive. I really don't want to have to use Blood Eagle to get removal of this Crow Mother when she's going to come back regardless. Although this Oneiromancy's coming out. So, we're just going to have to see. Yeah, Stunning Blow is a bit unfortunate. We really did get bad luck with that one, but it's not the end of the world. Since he had to reach for that, I feel like we're in a decent position to just go ahead and use Dagger here. And then Herrick is going to proc damage, so he's going to go to 6. I think he'll be okay. We just need one more Bloodthirst, so we can use Herrick if we feel like we need it. I was expecting a Gedeneth play. I'm wondering a little bit why he hasn't done that. So I think here we'll go for a Blood Eagle. And then just pull out our Covenant of Steel. If nothing else, they just play for good points. Now, just think here, if we had Wild Boar, with its new buff, it's going to do the same amount of damage, cost 1 provision less, you get 1 fewer points on the board on your side, but who cares about that? But think about all this damage we'd be doing, and that synergy with Dagger 2 Blades. Forgive my son for a second. I know we're almost out of this game. He wants to be done with this. He wants this guy to give up. He knows the opponent doesn't stand a chance. And I think here we'll just go ahead, play this on Greatsword to ranged, since he has 3 units there. And once again, just not finding the value we need. And we'll play Skjald now as well. And as you can see, Greatsword's Dagger still alive and well. This Gedeneth comes out way too late. You know, I think maybe the goal here is play Ermion to play something that plays a Druid, so you can do it all in one round. And that's a decent idea. But if I had Wild Boar, you're out of removal, and you're just proccing a bunch of units to the board that are going to get me a bunch of value. So, not the best move in my opinion, though it is a bunch of points, and it is a cool idea, kind of generally speaking. But as you're gonna see right here, we're just gonna come down and do crazy damage to this crow. And he goes ahead and passes before we're able to proc Herkia. So good, clean win, really easy. Thank you for coming. Please punch your ticket. We will see you next week. But thank you guys for watching. I know a lot of us hate Skellige. We're tired of that Patricidal Fury deck. But one thing it doesn't have is a lot of boost now. And it can't really protect against this Greatswords very well. So go ahead and try out this deck and see how you think. And with that, we are wrapping up. We will see you later. Close those doors, get it out there, and keep on Gwenting.